Tonight, we revisit a fight America is losing. Veteran suicide is an epidemic. The statistics are improving, from 22 veteran suicides every day. The latest VA report shows 17 every day. Tonight, the hard truth when we fail to reach veterans in crisis. Who is to blame? We went looking for answers after an immigrant from Romania and Central High School graduate turned U.S. Army medic took his own life.
He deserved a level of care that he gave to others. And when it came time that he was in need, he was forgotten.
This veteran combat medic took his own life just hours after he sought treatment at a Veteran Affairs clinic in Knoxville.
I feel like this was a complete failure.
Friends and family of Serene Stanescu are both angry and heartbroken.
I mean, I'm just really sad. I'm really sad for my brother. I'm really sad for my mom. I'm really sad for myself. I'm sad for so many veterans who actually go through this every day and who have those thoughts.
Serene's sister was out of state last September, desperately making calls to help her brother in crisis. He'd been there before. Family members say he was manic, triggered by what he witnessed at war in Afghanistan.
So he was basically the one that ran up to help people when they were wounded. So I cannot imagine what he went through or what he saw. He did have PTSD, and he was diagnosed with PTSD.
In the years after his military service, friends say Serene loved to escape to the golf course. But hidden behind his broad smile, he battled demons. He'd come close to taking his life before. And those who loved him say years of VA records spelled out that sordid mental health history. You called the VA suicide hotline, and what did they say?
Well, I asked them. I told them that I need help. My brother is suicidal, and they told me there's really nothing they can do about it unless he calls and he asks for help.
Something was going on and something wasn't right. I mean, I've known the guy for 25 years. I've seen him manic before, and this was beyond that.
After a frantic call from family members, Ty Nance coaxed his longtime friend to this VA clinic, even escorted him inside to see a nurse, doctor, anyone who could help.
So I went into the office with them where they started to question him. Pulled up kind of his medical history kind of deal.
And what were they asking him? Do you remember?
Mainly, was he suicidal at this moment? He said, no, not right now. What was going on, said that he couldn't sleep, that he'd been having neck pain and stuff like that, but that he didn't want to take any pain medications.
You felt like he might have been putting on a good face for them, but you knew what was going on.
Yes, yeah. Like I think he flipped the switch to not have to go be admitted or whatever else. He didn't want to come here, period, the end. So we were in there. She said, we can make an appointment, but it's going to be 2 weeks before we can get you in to see a doctor. And I said, 2 weeks? I was like, so he's got to go without sleep or whatever is going on for 2 weeks? And she was like, well, that's just our protocol. She's like, that's the first appointment that we can get him.
And they told him to come back in 2 weeks.
What do you think of that?
Well, it's unacceptable. He's a veteran.
Serene had devoted his life to helping others. A team player at Central High in baseball and football, he volunteered for military service and became a combat medic.
He came here an immigrant. He was taught to be hardworking, respectful, give to others. He embodies the American dream, and he gave his life for this country.
After his war service, he turned to nursing and more recently, a new calling, hospice, caring for and comforting people near the end of their life.
He was a caregiver.
He put everybody before himself, and I love him. I mean, he's just a good guy.
Less than an hour after parting ways with his friend, this 39-year-old veteran shot himself.
It is more than just Serene now. You know, it is. There's a lot of people that have a lot of problems that come back from the war, and if they go fight for this country, they should get the help that they deserve.
I don't know what the solution is, but I want change, and I want to find a way to protect the veterans, and do more for them.
Because I know there are great men and women that work at the VA. But at the same time, I know a great man that's no longer here with his family, with his daughter, with his mother. And so what I see is a failure, but I can't blame it on the VA. It's my failure.
The blame and the burden is shared. Fellow veterans, fellow Americans, all living a collective failure, costing us the lives of men like this veteran, 17 like him, every day. We asked the VA for comment on this case. Here's part of their response. While we cannot speak to the veteran's specific care, our hearts and condolences go out to the family and friends impacted by this loss. They go on to say, we review each suicide for confirmation of adherence to processes and policies and regularly evaluate processes for best practices, outcomes, and opportunities to improve. If you or someone you know is in crisis, please call this number. It's 24/7, the National Suicide Lifeline. It's number 1-800-273-8255. Beth?
Powerful story, John.